there was the flagship store on the Champs-Élysées. In fact, even well before Monsieur Peugeot encountered Air Daimler and decided that the automobile was the way of the future, the famous French Peugeot family was known for making a simple coffee mill. Today, while wandering the flea markets of Paris, antique Peugeot coffee grinders abound, and a trip to Le Pouce almost guarantees you'll stumble over this relic of a bygone day. Tourists gaggle over this icon of French cuisine, toting them home across the Atlantic in backpacks and overpacked suitcases, with wives telling their husbands it'll make the quintessential French kitchen decor, while husbands ponder its functionality and give an emphatic merde when their luggage checks in a few pounds overweight. Adored by the French and étatistes alike, the question French flea market goers want to know is if their antique Peugeot Frere coffee grinder is just a showpiece, or if it still functions today with the same Peugeot precision as it did in yesteryear. Putting an end to transatlantic marital disputes, the Antiques Diva Tour Company wagers that 90% of the antique coffee grinders found in the Paris flea market today still function with the same ease, read as blood, sweat, and tears, as they did in their present day. The old-fashioned manual coffee grinder was never as easy to use as its modern-day equivalent. The early 19th century coffee advertisements weren't plastered with a devilishly handsome movie star giving an impish grin as he pops a pot into an espresso maker. Instead, if they would have had commercials during Emile and Armand Peugeot's day, the founding father and son of Peugeot would have chosen the George Clooney of their day, and then they would have asked him to leer into the camera whilst firmly gripping the iron handle on their wooden coffee mill. With sweat on his brow, the 19th century Clooney lookalike would slowly rotate the gyrating grinder until the cool brown beans poured into the top of the contraption emerged below a fine powder perfect for the daily brew. Cut to the actor, with a café au lait in hand, relaxing back into his bergère, sated by another experience with the Peugeot Frere coffee grinder. Now, while today technology guarantees that the untrained taste bud can have a nearly perfect cup of espresso every time, coffee aficionados claim that the 19th century French coffee mill provides the right coarseness and flavor for their daily cup of joe. Present-day technology doesn't allow the beans to slowly transform into a dark daily elixir. Instead, it sort of rushes the process, grinding the beans at high speeds, causing the coffee to pick up a burnt flavor as the heat is generated. Roasting and blending masters, the sommeliers of the coffee underworld, can taste the difference, and they claim that the slow muscle burn caused in one's forearms by turning the 19th century Peugeot coffee grinder enhances the quality and the flavor of the bean, allowing it to retain the bean's original taste and flavor. Well, it's clearly an added chore, much like doing an old-fashioned brush and lather shave. Coffee connoisseurs agree the antique French Peugeot Frere coffee mill makes the entire experience worthwhile, and perhaps worth that excess baggage charge after all. Bottoms up.